You left us.
Nick, what do you mean? I've been doing my best.
You left us, E.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, guys, we here talking about WWE Raw. New Day celebrates 10 years together. CM Punk kicks off the show of Monday Night Raw. We got to talk about this one. This is the Monday Night Raw after Survivor Series War Games. Let's tune into it. Let's get into it. We are here. We here talking about this at the ring. We'll talk about WWE Monday Night Raw. We will also talk about the bonus round, which will be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, possibly. You guys get the likes as we come in. We're here live on Facebook and X as well. So let's talk about it. But this is definitely something that definitely a Raw that you did not want to miss. And if you did miss it, check it out again, or you can check out the review I got here. But this is definitely a very interesting Monday Night Raw. And before we do go any further, guys, let's do that simple task that I asked everybody to do.
Not real.
Trust me.
What? That doesn't do anything, man.
All right, guys, we are here at the ring. Before we do go further, let's look at the WWE Raw match card. Let's see what was advertised for Monday Night Raw. We got CM Punk, like I said, kicking off the show for Monday Night Raw. We have New Day 10-year celebration. We have a women's tag team match. We have Damage Control versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. We have the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament going. And we have a one-on-one match of R-Truth versus P. Dunne or Butch, whatever you want to call him. So let's get into that. Now we got CM Punk kick off the show. CM Punk came in, he kicked off Monday Night Raw. It was fresh off, the Survivor Series win. You know that he helped the OG Bloodline defeat the Bloodline in a War Games match. He also told Paul Heyman that, Paul owes him a favor. But as soon as he was going to go into the promo, Seth Rollins interrupted. It's the first time we've seen Seth Rollins since maybe a week before. Not the Raw before Survivor Series, maybe the Raw before that. He interrupted. Him and CM Punk got to a good verbal exchange. We're seeing what Seth Rollins saying. Punk, it's been a year since he's been back. He should have took him out when he had the chance. Should have knocked him out. He said he liked doing it now because we're literally going to finally get the Seth Rollins CM Punk feud that we were supposed to get at the beginning of the year because CM Punk was hurt at Royal Rumble with tricep injury. It was more likely room, of course. Then now we know that Seth and CM Punk was going to fight for the world title at the time because CM Punk was going to challenge Seth Rollins for the world title because we know that Seth Rollins was world heavyweight champion. CM Punk said it too. He said, I like what CM Punk said. He said, hey, the only thing I was thinking about with you, Seth Rollins, was to fight for the world title 6 months ago. You're no longer world heavyweight champion. I don't need to worry about you because CM Punk, he heard Seth Rollins say, I've been thinking about this for 6 months to knock you out. Think about you for months. Punk's not even thinking about you at all. So this is a very good segment here, and this segment gives me a good way to kick off Monday Night Raw, and it deserves a yeet.
Yeet.
So this was going in. These two were going in with each other. Like I said, we're finally going to get the feud that we're supposed to get with these guys. We're finally going to get CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. And I'm going to talk more about that into the bonus round. Also, when they did go into it, CM Punk told Seth Rollins, this is my business, stay out of it. And Seth Rollins replied back, said, this is my business. And that's when these two started attacking each other. They was eventually broken up by Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. And while Jay got out of there, Seth Rollins said some things about Jay. And Punk tried to get back in the ring. That was broke by officials later on. Then we see an exchange, not only between, it was Punk and Rollins at first. Now the exchange is between Sammy and Seth Rollins. And then they had a good back and forth. Sami Zayn said you need to back up off Jey Uso. And Seth Rollins said, why are you defending this? What's your deal? And why are you taking up CM Punk? Why are you with the Bloodline? And you know what? Sammy said, hey, Seth, I didn't want a team with CM Punk. I didn't ask a team with CM Punk, to defeat the Bloodline. But we did ask you not once but twice. You said no. And Seth Rollins said, hey, why would I team with Roman Reigns? He's a monster. Why would I help the monster get back on top? And Sami Zayn went in. He said, hey, you have created that monster we took away the chair 10 years ago when Seth Rollins broke up the Shield. And Seth Rollins went back and said, I did do that. I apologize for everything. But you also took a chair to Roman Reigns back. He's talking about Royal Rumble 2023, last year's Royal Rumble. So, it was a lot of animosity, a lot of tensions flaring up in the air. And it was announced that, Sami Zayn said, I'm sick of this. You want to take your frustration out on me? We can have a one-on-one match later tonight. And that will be the main event. It will be one-on-one Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn. They had a good way to kick off Raw. Very good way to kick off the show. These two were going in. It went from CM Punk and Seth into Seth and Sami. Definitely a good way for these guys to go in on each other. It was a good way for it. I liked where it was going with the whole thing. Definitely amazing of how this was kicked off. Very good segments there. I like how these guys work together in a promo, everything. So very definitely solid. But it was good. It was good though. Very, very good of how they was gonna do it. But I like how they was all going in. And like I said, we're finally gonna get the feud of Seth versus CM Punk. So more likely it'll be at maybe sometime next year, WrestleMania possibly, or Royal Rumble. They're gonna cross paths once again, and I knew it before because Seth Rollins also told CM Punk. Remember, CM Punk cost Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre Money in the Bank, the World Heavyweight Championship. That's why Seth came after CM Punk. It was the whole Money in the Bank thing, which was about 6 months ago, back in July. We are in December now. So that's why he came at CM Punk the way he did. It was the whole, thing behind that. So it's definitely going to be interesting where this goes. But I'm all in for it. Can't wait to see where it's going. It's going to be a good one by far. So we're going to see where this is going to go. But I definitely like where things are going here. I definitely like how things are headed, because it's definitely a good thing going on, period. The only time will tell what's going to go. Like I said, I'll mention more about that. I like what they're doing here. It definitely makes kicks off the story that we're supposed to get. And like I say all the time, injuries change. Injuries are a game changer. It can make or break someone. It can make someone's career or break someone's career. Give someone an opportunity. Give someone not so much opportunity. So I like how that's going. But definitely, it's going to be something for next year. I see a lot of stuff going on of what's going to happen. I see a lot of stuff going in. Well, than that though, guys, that was good on that part. That segment was good. It was definitely great. So we're going to see how this is going to go later on. Well, in that was a good segment. We finally got something going on with that. So we'll see how this. We'll see what's going to happen next. And Sami Zayn, he definitely was going in as well on Seth Rollins. So we'll talk more about that one-on-one match. I never thought I knew he would be involved Bloodline again, but it seemed like he's in and out of it. So that's something that we're going to definitely check out as well. And we'll see also what goes from there. But that was also something to check out. But that's what I had for that segment there. I'm going to go on to the next segment of the show. I don't want to talk too much about that forever. We'll go on to the next part of the show. And the next part of the show, guys, we know with some more interesting stuff going on Monday Night Raw. Let's get into the tag team matchup that was going on. And we know it was Raquel and Liv versus Damage Control. Now this match here, they had their match. We knew that Liv Morgan and Raquel had to rebound from losing at Survivor Series. This wasn't the greatest match. It was a quick match. It showed the dominance of Raquel Rodriguez. It showed how dominant she could be. It showed how she was and also attacked Rhea Ripley. They took her out. It just made Liv and Raquel standing tall. And yes, they defeated Damage Control in the tag team match. But nothing too crazy here. And like I said, one of the best matches to see. But other than that, though, it was just to prove a point. That's all it was. But we'll get on to the next part of the show. We had Dakota Kai versus Katana Chance versus Shayna Baszler. We had that match going on. And this was for a first round tournament of the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Dakota Kai, the crowd was going crazy for her. They was happy for her. They liked how she was getting cheered on. She really fed off the momentum of the fans. She really fed off momentum of everybody. Really felt the momentum. I like how Dakota was also doing her thing. But long story short, Dakota Kai did win the match. She will advance in the tournament. It is pretty much was obvious. Let's be honest here. I didn't think it would go down any other way. Katana Chance is a tag team competitor. Shayna Baszler is in that stable. So I didn't see how they would get that with Dakota. Dakota, who's been vying for a championship in WWE. So I'm not surprised about that at all. But good match. Good match. Dakota Kai advances. But like I said, she just came back from injury. But kudos to her. I'm glad she advanced. It remains to be seen if she's gonna win the whole thing. But if she do, that'd be great. I know companies normally leery on people who are injury prone, especially came back from injury. So we'll see what happens next for that. We'll definitely see what's going to go on with that as far as that goes. But like I said, I'm happy for those two. Happy for her. And we'll see what happens next. But definitely, I'm going to give her a yeet for that one. Definitely give her a yeet for that one.
Yeet.
Congratulations, Dakota Kai, investing in the tournament. Let's see what else happened on Monday Night Raw. Let's get to the big part of one of the biggest parts of the show. Another great segment, similar to Seth, CM Punk, and Sammy, but better. We had the 10-year celebration of the New Day. New Day rocks, as they say. Where do we start with this whole thing? I don't even know where to start. Definitely solid. Definitely a solid one. Well, let's talk about it. First, Adam Pearce, gave New Day their kudos. He did that. Then he also introduced New Day to come out. Now earlier it was shown that that it was questionable if Big E was going to show up. It was also questionable who was going to drop who because Kofi and Xavier both arrived to Raw separately, not together. And first Big E, he went there, came out later. First Kofi and Xavier will stay in advance for everything. Who we thank you. And as soon as we thought it was going to be an announcement to maybe break up the New Day as we expected, Big E music come out. And his music came out like it did. As his music came out, Big E, he came out and he talked to New Day like, what's going on? He was not pleased of the recent confrontational talks between Kofi, Xavier, them arguing, screaming at each other. He was not happy about that at all. But other than that, though, he talked about it, what's going on. Now, he made an announcement that he said that until he gets clear, he said that he offered to manage both Kofi and Xavier until he gets cleared. So everyone was cheering, the crowd was happy and everything. Everybody was happy. But then the turning point came. And Xavier said, but you left us. You left us, E. And then they mentioned Big E's. And then Big E said, I was talking to doctors. I've been trying to get cleared. And then Kofi also said it. You left us. So this was the turning point in both Kofi and Xavier turned on Big E. And it was sad from the crowd. I thought this was cinema here because we all thought that Kofi and Xavier, with the arguing and bickering back and forth they've been doing for weeks, that one of these two was going to turn on each other. We thought we was going to get a Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty barbershop moment. One was going to turn on each other and end the New Day just like that. And maybe Big E would be the guy in the middle trying to, keep everything kosher and keep them together. But we got not one turn, we got two turns. Crazy, right? And it was a great well out segment, if you guys remember it.
You left us.
Nick, what do you mean? I've been doing my best.
You left us, E.
Now that was cinema. And not only was cinema, I can't even get us a yeet. They get a super chat.
Yeet, delete, yes, we believe in Joe Hendry. Suck it. Woo! What? Yeah.
That was a great well out segment. Almost perfect. Because we've been getting the New Day dancing, shucking and jiving, smiling, giving out Booty-O cereals, playing trombones, smiling for 10 years plus. And now we get to the point where it is just a part of history, guys. Every great tag team, stable, they eventually have to make a shift. We've seen this with the Four Horsemen. We've seen this with the Generation X. We've seen this with the Shield. We've seen this with, tag teams like the Usos breaking up, just not getting back together. We've seen this with the Rockers, like I mentioned earlier, and now we see with the New Day. It's just a part of history, guys. It's inevitable. Something has to change. New Day rocks. New Day needs to change. Salute to you, Bruley. Good bread. Yes, it was sad, but it was needed, and I like the segment here. So they turn on Big E. They turn their back on him. Big E said, let me fix it. Let's hug it out after all these years. And Xavier and Kofi did not want to hear that. They said, Kofi went savage. You broke your neck, so what? Stone Cold broke his neck, he came back. Kurt Angle broke his neck, came back. Edge broke his neck and came back. And then Xavier said, you want the ED, you have to get surgery. And all them guys, they had nobody waiting on them. We waited on you, Big E, and you didn't wait on us. And then Kofi said, the icing on the top, icing on the cake. You left for your job and you left for your girlfriend to be for the New Day. You left for that. You left for that. And that right there, they literally gave Big E the way they treated him, the way they came at Big E. They treat him like he don't even go here no more.
You standing here and you don't even go here.
That's how Big E was treated. You not even with New Day no more. You're done. We kicked you out. You're out of here. No more of that. No more of that at all. It's a wrap at this point. And it was just sad. Kofi, while he was going in, Xavier didn't want to look at him. Xavier told Big E, get the hell out of the ring. Go back to your desk. We want nothing to do with you. You're done. And then Big E looked sad. He looked emotional. He looked down, like, man, you kicked me out. Try to hug him. Kofi put his hand out. And then Xavier and Kofi embraced each other, said, it's just us, bro. Did the handshake. That was it. But it was just crazy, guys. The celebration that went from, it was bittersweet, but it was definitely a shift that we never saw coming. Great move by the creative team and the writing team. No one saw this kind of writing coming. And then, as you know, Big E in real life is dating Mia Yim's sister called Chris Yim. She has some things to say about that. She said this, guys. She said, no, we bought our home. I didn't know they had a home together when we bought our home. I didn't know they had a crib together, guys. She said, I was looking forward to having the boys over. I was mentally planning to make 2 different meals to accommodate. Kofi said vegan. Yes. And then she said Xavier childish palate. But since y'all want to be grateful crybabies, y'all can choke. This was funny. And she's standing up for her man. I thought this was funny. She basically gave a no yeet to that.
And no yeet.
But this was a good segment. She said this, I think, this morning. Very good segment to this part. This part was cinema. One of the best segments of all 2024. Maybe even the best segments of all time. Definitely will be on the top of 2024 list of best of Raw whenever they come up. Yes, definitely a good show. But this was good. I like how they did this. But we got to see how Kofi and Xavier are going to move now that they're a heel tag team. And not the babyface no more. Remember, Xavier been pushing for the heel. I just want to notate this right now. If you guys don't pay attention to Friday Night SmackDown, this is the rest of repeat I see with Triple H. I'm thinking about it right now as we speak. Let me say this before I forget. They are similar. They are running a similar storyline with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Tommaso Ciampa's like Xavier, being angry, being the heelish type, and Johnny Gargano's trying like, what are you doing? Johnny Gargano's like a Kofi. It seemed like they're gonna run that angle of maybe Tommaso and Johnny come to amends and greet each other, be a heel tag team, or one or two will turn each other. Keep an eye out for Friday Night SmackDown. If it does go down like that between Gargano and Ciampa, remember I said this here, they're running the New Day angle. Just want to notate that. That seems like that's what they're doing. I hope not. I really hope they don't run that angle the same as that angle. Because if they do, Triple H, I'm going to be mad at you, and I'm going to be feeling like a no yeet moment, as Jey Uso would say.
And no yeet.
I really hope they don't run that same angle with DIY. I hope one of those two turn on each other. I don't want to see this again. This was great for New Day. Excellent. Superb. I don't want to see this again on SmackDown where Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa both become heels and they start beating up everybody, attacking Street Profits. I don't think they're going to do that because Street Profits are pretty much already at that similar point. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I am. But the great segment, best segment of the night. Let's move on to the rest of the show. We also have the main event. Before we get to main event, let's look at Gunther. Gunther and Dominic Mysterio, they had a little segment, a little back and forth. As Damian Priest now win the world title, Finn Balor got on Gunther saying, you know, you attacked me, you kicked me, you should be thanking me. I'm the reason you still world title, world champ. And Gunther saying, you know what, I didn't ask for your help, I didn't need your help, you know. And that's where we got the match later on that night. It would be Gunther versus Dominic Mysterio. He took insult Finn saying, you know, I think Dom is more worthy to challenge me than you. And he said he mentioned too that, you know, something that Finn didn't do. Dominic still did defeat Damian Priest one-on-one, even though it was interference. So we got that match. And this is this match right here. This leads up to this match right here. And this is just one-on-one Gunther versus Dominic Mysterio. So let's talk about that real quick. Nothing too much to say. Let's be honest. We knew that Dom was not going to defeat Gunther. Let's be real here. Still a good match. And he still, you know, had Dom Mysterio try to do only what he could do. But, you know, Gunther defeated Dom Mysterio. Only be attacked by Finn Balor after the match. Finn Balor was trying to school Dom Mysterio, said, this is how you do this, kid. He took him out here with 2 quarter gras. And, you know, Finn wants a world title match. He wants that match. He wants a match against, you know, Gunther for that world title. So he going to attack him and so do whatever you got to do. And Finn gave Gunther that work. Give him the work for real.
So whether you like it or not, you about to get that work, son.
And he exactly did that. And Finn Balor talked to Adam Pearce later on that night, said want a match against him. And he's going to get, and Gunther wants to face Finn too. And guys, yes, that match will be happening. It's going to go down. In case you guys did not know, it's going down. We're going to get that matchup. And also, Adam Pearce also talked to Finn Balor, you know, which was true. He said, how can you say you want a title match and you don't even defend the title you got now, which is the World Tag Team belts? And I'm thinking the way this was scheduled, the way this is set up, Finn Balor and JD going to lose the tag team belts. And because Finn has got bigger fish to fry, he's going to go on to main event. It's official. He will face Gunther at Saturday night's main event, one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship. And between me and you guys, I'm rooting for Finn Balor to win that title. I'm just saying, I'm rooting for Finn Balor. He may even get that world title in. Don't count Finn Balor out. Don't count him out. Don't count him out. But this is announced by Adam Pearce. They got that going on. But Finn Balor, he's trying to make his mark. He's trying to do whatever he can to get a world title. And I hope he gets that world title. Finn Balor has not held a world title in about what? 8 going on 9 years since 2016, guys. So he needs a world title. I hope, and I think Triple H is going to do right by him finally. You know, he was hurt by Seth Rollins when he had the Universal belt. I really hope they do right by him. And I see that happening, guys. I see that happening. So let's not sleep on that for 1 second. But this is what's going to go down. This is one of the matches that were announced for main event. But other than that, though, that we're going to have one more match announced before we do get to the main event. I hope they don't do that. I hope so either, Zane. I knew Dominic was going to win, but I still hope he will. No, Dominic wasn't going to win. Finn and JD, yeah, they definitely lose the tag team belt soon. Because if Finn's going out for the world title, I don't see how it makes sense to keep him the world tag team belts that he never defends. Sometimes we forget they even hold the world tag team belts. Let's be honest here. So let's keep it real. But let's go to another match. R-Truth versus Pete Dunne. Nothing much to say here. I had a feeling that R-Truth was not going to lose. He ended up defeating Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, due to a distraction, roll up, whatever you want to call it. He got him. 1, 2, 3. Pete Dunne was upset, you know. And I know I don't see WWE burying Pete Dunne. They're gonna do right by him. It's just, he need a feud. He needs something to do. But I do know he's been on a lot of losing end lately. Hopefully they don't keep it that way. They do something right with him. But other than that, though, guys, those were the matches. We had segments coming up. We got matches announced. We'll see what else is going on. Let's get to the main event, shall we? And that is Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins 1-on-1. Let's get to that. Good match. Good solid match. Very good match. It looked like that. I liked how they played off Sami Zayn. As Seth Rollins mentioned earlier, they know each other very well in the ring. They've been rolling around for 20 years. Seth Rollins said earlier that night that him and Sami are closer than anybody in the bloodline. And it seemed like Seth Rollins was jealous that Sami would be cool with anybody in the bloodline, or even be cool with Punk for that matter, and Roman. They played off each other very well. Seth and Sami, counted each other's moves. But other than that, though, it was Seth Rollins, which I figured he got a roll up on Sami Zayn. And as Sami looked down, he was turned around. We see a returning Drew McIntyre claymore him, because Sami, Jey Uso was attacked early that evening. We didn't know who attacked Jey Uso. Now we know who did. It was a returning Drew McIntyre. The first time we've seen him since Bad Blood, since he had the Hell in a Cell match versus CM Punk. He is back. And now we see him going to have a feud with Sami and Drew McIntyre and Jay, whoever they're going, because we know it's going to be Seth and CM Punk. We know it's inevitable. It's going to go down that way. But this was a very good match. I like this match. Sami lost, but he still looks strong. It didn't hurt Sami, didn't hurt Seth either. Both men look good. And that's all for the matches for Monday Night Raw. Now, with the matches that were advertised, everything that was told, we're going to see who, what determined everything. What should I give this rating of Raw? And I have to say, this was a very good Raw, as some of you stated. I give this Raw a 5 out of 5. This was it was literally a perfect show. And I have to give it a yeet. Definitely deserve a yeet for that.
Yeet.
So I thought this was very good, guys. Very, very good. I thought this was very solid how they did this. Very structured, everything. CM Punk opened the show. Him and Seth and Sami, they in the main event in Raw. The whole New Day 10-year breakup, that whole thing. We kicked off the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament. We saw return Drew McIntyre in the main event. We had a women's tag team match. Very good segment. No Miz this week. No Final Testament. A lot of stuff. No Bronson Reed out for a while. But very good show. And you guys also, if you want to check out my channel here, what to give Raw. Let's see what people have been saying about Raw. 80% of people gave it an A. 12% gave it a B. 3% gave it a C. 6% gave it a D or F. So definitely good one. Good solid one. Very good show. Salute CeeLo. But yeah, this is what everybody said about Raw. Now let's go over some current news. No, I'm sorry. Before we do that, I'm actually ahead of myself. But this Raw was actually solid, guys. I don't think what else. It could have been done any other way. I don't see how this could be done any other way. This Raw was solid. Very well structured. Very well structured. So there's nothing more to that. But I do like how they put everything together. Because that Survivor Series, I know I gave it a 4.5. That's Survivor Series. I looked at it again. Survivor Series was whack. I don't care what anybody say. It was trash. Definitely not good at all. With that being said, that's what I thought about it. With that being said, we're gonna be on a little bit longer. Let's get to what went wrong with Raw, current news, and bonus round. I know NXT coming on. We'll get to that. Let's go over what went wrong with Monday Night Raw. Even though they gave it a great rating, just a few little things, a few little kinks in there. That's all went wrong. Let's get to it. One thing I'll say, Big E. I just wish he'd been invited to the reunion, called up by New Day, and saw him to kick him out the New Day to make it much more worse. It would have brought a little more intensity to the whole thing. And since it didn't, just minor stuff. Gotta put it on the list regardless of that. Gotta do it. You guys know what happens when I do that. You guys know what happens.
You just made the list!
And I agree. That's how it should have went down, because he's came out of nowhere. We knew he was gonna come out, but the way he's came out of nowhere though. But other than that though, just minor things. Let's go over what else went wrong with Monday Night Raw. Is it me or all the WWE tournament brackets are starting to look the same? If you look here at this example right here, guys, not just for the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament, but the Women's United States Championship as well. You notice they always start off with a triple threat match in the first round, and then they do the whole down to 2. It's like a rush bracket. Then they get down to last 4. Then they come down to 2 finals. It's just a little repetitive, guys. I don't like that. Every tournament I know it's like that. And it did. If you look last year, they did the same thing with the men's World Heavyweight Championship. Same kind of similar scenario. You know what happens if I don't like that, right?
You just made the list!
Triple H do all his brackets the same, and I'm not feeling that at all. Fire Raw. Yep, repetition booking. If you guys pay attention, every tournament bracket was for an inaugural championship, men or women's. He always started with the first set with a triple threat match. And we see that. It's not no coincidence. He did it for SmackDown Women's United States title tournament. Now he do it for Raw's Intercontinental title tournament. Just sucks, right? What can you do? But that's all I have for what went wrong with Raw. Great show. Didn't see too much wrong. Let's get on to current news, though. Let's get on to that. Let's get on to the current news. We got current news coming up, guys. Let's get to that right now. Current news. They already talk about this, guys. They got Royal Rumble 2025 favorites to win. And these are the 2 favorites they got listed right now. The Rock, the final boss, and Becky Lynch. These are the 2 favorites to win the Royal Rumble for the men and women's. What do you guys think of this whole scenario? I don't agree with this, guys. Rock does not need to win the Royal Rumble to compete. He's already won the Royal Rumble. Same with Becky Lynch. Do not need her to win the Women's Royal Rumble. But these are the favorites to win, guys. I'm not on board with this here. I'm not on board with this exactly. I'm not feeling this at all. I'm not feeling this at all. I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. This kind of stinks. If it was me, I would have either CM Punk or Roman Reigns to win the Men's Royal Rumble. And if it was for the women's, I would have Alexa Bliss or a return Alexa Bliss to win, or maybe Io Sky or something, but not Becky Lynch and not on Charlotte either. Yeah, The Rock win, definitely a waste of. If this is what's going to happen, again, if that's what's going to happen, it's going to go on my list of these 2 win, or even one of these 2 win.
You just made the list!
I don't want to see that happen. I really don't want to see that. Not at all. That's what they have going on. This was reported by Fightful Sean Ross of Fightful Select. These are the odds to win. So people already saying that Rock and Becky Lynch are slated to win the men's and women's 2025 Royal Rumble match. I really hope that's not the case. I really hope that they change the decision, or it could be just a rumor for all we know. Whatever the case it is, I don't care. I don't want to see that. I don't really want to see that. That would stink if that's how they're going to do that. So hopefully not. Hopefully that's not the case. You guys let me know, who do you have winning the Royal Rumble for the men's Royal Rumble and the women's Royal Rumble? Do you have The Rock winning men's Royal Rumble or somebody else? Or do you have Becky Lynch winning the women's Royal Rumble or somebody else you have in mind? But that's what they have set going on right now. I don't know how they're going to do that. It would just be a waste, like Gilbert said, if they have The Rock winning, definitely for Becky winning the women's. Don't see how that would benefit at all. Definitely would be a waste of time. I don't like it at all. But with that being said, before we do get to the bonus round, guys, before we do that, let's talk about the Saturday night's main event. These are the matches for Saturday night main event. These are the matches they have set up right now. We have Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. We do have Finn Balor versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. So we got 2 matches, men's titles defended. And yes, Io Sky, her battle royal that she won, that would be for the Women's World Championship at Saturday night's main event. So these matches they have going on right now. Of course, I'm pretty sure there'll be 1 or 2 more matches, and that'll be December 14th. And yes, I will cover that. Let's get into that. But with that being said, guys, let's get into the bonus round. Let's do that. Let's get to that in a second. All right, guys, we're here at the bonus round. We are here to talk about CM Punk and Seth Rollins. We got something going on, which will be for WrestleMania 41. How's that go down? I think this may happen. Remember, we were supposed to get a match versus these 2. It was supposed to go down originally at WrestleMania 40. But we already know with CM Punk's tricep injury, we already know that halted the plans. And Seth Rollins defended the title against Drew McIntyre. Seth defended against that. But yeah, definitely something interesting to know. Thing about it is, how is this whole thing going to work? We know these 2 had animosity against one another. We know these 2 do not like each other, and they're finally coming to blows with this one. We're finally getting that. It's finally going to go down. These two definitely got into it. We're going to see how they're going to do this one. How is this going to be booked? Because this is a rivalry, something that we're not going to ignore, and this is supposed to be one of the biggest rivalries. Now, we talk about CM Punk and Roman. We talk about CM Punk and even Cody. And, of course, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, which I believe is feud of the year. That's how that's going to go down. So, with that being said, CM Punk already cut the promo. He talked about how he was thinking about WrestleMania right now, but it seemed like he's going to have a match more than likely versus Seth freaking Rollins. So how's this going to go? Now, I heard originally, that Seth Rollins was supposed to beat Punk at WrestleMania. I heard Seth was supposed to retain his title. That was the original plan. Keyword original plan. I don't know what's going to happen now, but I know these two finally got intense, and we knew it was going to come back to this point. Remember, CM Punk cost Drew McIntyre the world title at Money in the Bank when he cashed his opportunity during a match of which was Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest. Well, like I said, not only he screwed Drew, he screwed Seth, and we knew Seth was going to come back and come for him. And we know that CM Punk also attacked Seth Rollins during the SummerSlam match, which was against Drew and him with Seth Rollins was a special guest referee. CM Punk gave him a GTS. You know Seth Rollins not forgot about that stuff. You knew that was coming. We knew payback was going to come for that. We knew that was going to come regardless. So it's just been a great, great story that was going to be told regardless of how it was going to go down. Because remember, CM Punk was told by Seth Rollins, should not you have first came back. He told CM Punk he hated him. He told him, this ain't your home. This is my home. He told him that he's going to defend WWE all from everybody away from you. And this is when CM Punk first came back, guys. So we got to remember that. This has been crazy. We knew that this story was brewing. So now that CM Punk isn't back at WWE, especially for the year, since last year, we know there's so many stories they can go with this. It's so many stories that they was going to go at. So many. We knew that's what was going to come around in a matter of time. So we cannot forget about that at all. So, like I said, you remember, it's just so many stories with these two. Like I said, it starts from beginning to, because like I said, Punk has been having Punk has been having Seth Rollins upset. Say, but think about this for the past 6 months. 6 months. That's how long it's been going on between these two. 6 months. I mean, if you guys remember that promo, CM Punk had to apologize to Seth Rollins for attacking him at Money in the Bank. If you guys remember that, he told Seth Rollins, you're a dad, you're a husband, but CM Punk, Drew disrespected me. Then he said, I can't really be sorry if I attacked you, if I screwed you too. So Seth Rollins been feeling some type of way. So how to book it, it's real simple. If you want to catapult CM Punk to put him in world title status, if you want to push him where he can go for a world title and win the Royal Rumble, it's very simple. Have CM Punk win the feud. Have him win the feud. That's how I would do it. He wins everything. It don't make Seth look weak. It makes Punk even look stronger than ever. That's how I would do it. These two can still go at it, do their thing. It may seem like a political move, but it's the best political move.
Spoken and spun like a true politician. I
know people that don't like CM Punk or big Seth Rollins fans would say that's political, that CM Punk win, but it would be a best decision. Have CM Punk win the feud, then Punk go on to challenge for the world or WWE title. He could easily not compete for the World Heavyweight Championship, for the WWE Championship. That's how I would do that. Really, I would say use Roman to help Punk screw. Oh, you mean help Punk screw Seth? He means Seth. But yeah, that could work too. And that could set up a feud of Punk versus whoever for the world title, then have Seth versus Roman. So definitely, Seth will get his revenge on Roman first, then chase CM Punk. Yeah, good story. But we're going to do the story, have CM Punk win it. I think that'll be a great story between these two men. CM Punk still wants his WrestleMania main event slot. CM Punk, I'm pretty sure, wants to be, he said it, he wants to be world champ again. If that happens, it go down that way, I only got one thing to say.
Yeet.
So definitely, this would be great to see. I would love to see CM Punk in the world title picture again. I would love to see CM Punk in the main event slot. Now that Triple H could be there. Good thinking, Brulianski. Good break, good thinking. That could be the favor. With that being said, I gotta give you props on that one.
Yeet.
That could very well be the catalyst to get the favor that Punk needed for helping when OG Bloodline win, to get the win, to get the world title picture and screw Seth freaking Rollins and have Roman help him. What you're saying is this could be equivalent, good bread. You know, hear me out on this. Do you guys remember Royal Rumble 2022? Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar for WWE title. Roman Reigns interfered. He hit Brock Lesnar with the WWE title. Bobby Lashley wins, become a two-time WWE champion. Maybe he does that again with Punk versus Seth for, I don't know, number one contention slot for the world title. Your show's brilliant. Lots to think for ourselves. I just made that off your spill. Yeah. No troubleism. That could be the case here. That could be the case there. That could be the case here, guys. Good point. Yes, that could be the case. It reminded me of Royal Rumble 2022. It's giving me flashbacks to that. It could be the case. It could very well be the case. Very well be the case, guys. Could very well be the case. Yeah, so I could see that happen. Could well see the case here. But yeah, guys, this would be a good scenario. Roman could interfere like he did Royal Rumble 22. He screwed Brock Lesnar. He could do the same to Seth. And Punk could go on and do what he got to do. He could very well do that. Royal Rumble 2022, Triple H definitely booked that, and we use it again. And we call that rinse and repeat. That could be the case here. But I would like to see what they're going to do with that, because these two definitely got something to settle there. Definitely got something to settle. But yeah, I would love to see that. I would definitely love to see what's going to happen. Punk and Rollins got to go. We got to get that match. But we want to see Punk come out on top. Punk got to win this one. He got to go out on top. And it could be at WrestleMania 41. It could be at the Royal Rumble. It could be on a Raw. Whatever it is. It don't even matter what stage it's on. Just let it be on a big stage. So we're going to see how that's going to happen, though. Definitely going to be interesting how they're going to book this whole scenario. But I'm loving this here. We finally got this feud. I'm loving to see what the next move is going to be. I can't wait to see. I can't wait. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's gonna be wild though, guys. We could very well get that. And also, Goodbread, since you brought that up, since you did bring up, since I brought it up too, we brought Royal Rumble 2022. It is known for, you know, Roman Reigns screwing Brock Lesnar. It is known for doing that. But we gotta remember, what else happened at the Royal Rumble 2022? What else went down? If you guys remember what went down that event. And this was actually opened Royal Rumble 2022. Also, what went down that same night, and they could bring this all to fruition that around this time. What also happened that is could be memorable, if you guys remember. If you don't, I'll bring you back up to speed. I'll bring you back to speed real quick. We got a match, and it ended in disqualification, guys. And if you guys remember, we got Roman versus Seth. We got that match, if you guys remember. When we got Roman versus Seth, it ended in a disqualification. And this is when Roman got Seth back by hitting him with the chair. Seth has not forgot about that. So we can definitely run that back, Roman and Seth. And we're going to get that. Seth is definitely a great chaser, not a champion, but this happened at Royal Rumble 2022. So like Everett said, we could get Royal Rumble 2022 again. We definitely could get that. We could definitely get that again. We could definitely see Roman make a big difference in this whole thing. We could definitely see that. I would not be surprised if that's what's going to go down. I would not be surprised at one bit. This could very well happen. Because Roman, he looked dominant. Roman definitely did his thing. And we got that. And I could definitely see how they're going to book that. They are going, and we said it then. We said it then that they was going to run this back. And they're going to run that back. They're going to run that whole thing back, guys. Mark my words. They're going to run this back. They're going to run this back. We're going to get Roman and Seth at some point. And like I said, this was for the Universal Championship. If you guys remember that. And it turned very, very ugly for Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins, again, does not need to win this either, because it ended with Roman Reigns standing on business, even though it was the end of DQ. We could get that again. We could definitely get that again. So we could see a scenario like this with Roman and Seth, but it all starts with, of course, CM Punk and Seth Rollins. This is what we thinking. Well, you guys let me know how you book this feud. I think this feud will be great, a great scenario. I think it's going to be a very good scenario. And I'm looking forward to seeing this at, like I said, whatever stage it may be. Mania, Rumble, Elimination Chamber. It's going to, because it's CM Punk, it got to be on a big stage. You know, it could be a Rumble, it could be a Mania. These two are going to fight on a big stage next year. That's all we need to know. And it's going to be epic. It's going to definitely be epic, guys. But you guys let me know how you book this feud. And that's all I have regarding how would you book Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, WrestleMania 41. How you book this whole feud. And that's how I would do it. You guys let me know in the comment section below. You guys let me know how this will go. Will be a great scenario here. Should CM Punk win, or should Seth Rollins win? Because either way, it could be good. But I do see Roman Reigns being a factor, like Gilbreth said. I don't know why. That could be a favor, because Roman's known for interfering. Now, I know Roman Reigns is a babyface. He shouldn't do that. He was a heel back in 2022. But it could be the favor that Paul Heyman needed, that Punk asked for. Roman may not like it, but then he might like it too, because Roman don't like Seth. Seth don't like Roman. You know? And we could get a surprise look like, what's going on here? Why is Roman here? But you ain't going to fool us with that. We know what the deal is when we see Roman get involved between a CM Punk and Seth Rollins match.
What you need to do is stop playing. You might have all these crusty, dusty musties tricked, but you ain't tricking us.
So this is cool. This is where I like to see it. But let's see how it's going to go down, though, guys. CM Punk, Seth Rollins. the best in the world versus the visionary, the revolutionary, and the tribal chief will somehow get involved. Do not forget that. You heard it here first. Let's see how it's going to go down. But you guys let me know, guys. I appreciate you guys coming out. We are in at Survivor Series. We got NXT Deadline. NXT going on right now. NXT Deadline this weekend. Saturday Night Main Event the week after. So let's get it on. Let's check out. And I'll cover NXT here too. You guys check out the links below to the videos, to the links. You guys already know what it is at this point. It's OUT.
Like I say this a lot. We're not a sport. We're a movie about a sport, or a TV show about a sport, right? So the interest of all the other...
I feel like the heel turn did wonders for me. There was a sense of reality in that, to where I had hit a point, and the babyface stuff was going great. The Alpha Academy stuff was going great. We had a blast with that. But I'm a realist, and I'm also like a long-term thinker.